And we're off. An early start into Link's house. Rupees, and then we see just a piece of heart up in LiteYear's area. Hesjustaboy and ItsSupercar starting with a more traditional check in this first part of the escape routing. Looks like LiteYear, though, is setting up the Houlihan room glitch. Houlihan room is, of course, an easy way to get a number of rupees really early to lend some consistency. And we got an early flute and an early key.
Yeah, that's really nice. Since they're about to go to Kakariko, they can turn that in, and it'll give them some great mobility for the rest of the game.
That's a bit of an advantage that ItsSupercar and Hesjustaboy will have over epicYoshi and LiteYear. Now, I should point out that ItsSupercar and Hesjustaboy are facing against each other, and LiteYear and epicYoshi are facing against each other. So it's not a free-for-all race. It is one-on-one. And what is that? Oh my!
Dagger required. Probably. It is possible to finish the game without the fire rod, but it's not likely.
Yeah, that's going to be absolutely fun. Fire rod on the ledge, so we're going to be looking. We don't know when we're going to get Aga. This could be an Aga seed where we're, you know, an hour and a half in before we can even get to Aga. And then Mirror's just sitting there in the Lost Woods saying, hello, you need me. I'll just sit here now.
Yeah, it's already 2 great items for routing for the entire game.
All right, Hesjustaboy checking, and I didn't even get to see what was there in the maze.
Looks like it was nothing. Supercar getting the fire rod intel. So we'll see if LiteYear and Hesjustaboy can also get that intel on the fire rod. If they decide not to make that check, it could be disadvantageous for them.
You know, it's one of those checks that a lot of the runners who have been around for a while like to make, but it's less and less important because not only do you have to beat Aga, oh, and Hesjustaboy pulls a sword in Kakariko, so early sword, these runners will like that. A lot of runners, though, won't even check it until they get at least Pegasus boots to know if it's going to be required, because there are plenty of seeds where Pegasus boots aren't required, and if you get it, it makes it a quicker check anyway, and if you don't have it, then it's possible that it isn't required either way. So LiteYear does check, though.
Yoshi picked up the Ice Palace Big Key, which is pretty much only useful for the big chest.
A little bit useless, but still nice to have. One more item location to check while you're in there. And Supercar, I'm just double checking. Seems like lots of money in Kakariko up to this point in time.
Yeah, it looks like that Houlihan play might be negated.
A little bit. That is the risk of Houlihan, but it guarantees access even when you don't have it. So I'm still a fan. epicYoshi did pull the flippers from the well.
Yeah, the rupees in combination with the flippers is going to probably make Zora Domain an early attractive place to go.
Absolutely. Flippers definitely means the waterfall cave is certainly in play. Being able to have 500 rupees like ItsSupercar does, and LiteYear will both have those rupees. I think most players, if they pick up as many rupees as they can, will be able to get there. LiteYear will just have some extra left over in case he needs to buy bombs at any point in time. Of course, ItsSupercar and Hesjustaboy will be able to navigate around. That flute is really going to come in handy for those two. makes it less of a question mark as to what they're going to do next.
Yeah, hopefully Yoshi doesn't put off Hyrule Castle for too long, or it's going to be a little bit of a disadvantage.
All right, epicYoshi does save and quit, so we'll see. He'll be the first one out of Kakariko. And looks like Yoshi's going to be heading to South Hyrule Swamp area. Will not be going up and checking, which, you know, is fine routing. A lot of people like to save that particular routing until they have a weapon to make it easier to do the full escape route. Yoshi does have a sword. That would have been some good routing, but this is perfectly fine.
He'll probably either do that after this, after South Hyrule, or maybe he'll go to Eastern. For his sake, I hope he goes to Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, it'll be a little less efficient because he'd have to make another trip back to Kakariko. But when you have an item as nice as the flute in terms of navigation around Hyrule, you put forth the effort as soon as you can.
And that was the Desert Palace Big Key, so that's nice to have. And we'll see if Hesjustaboy. This would be the time for him to check Lumberjack.
Absolutely. Looks like ItsSupercar is going for the race. I think this is the only person who's going through here. And yeah, it's the Ice Rod. So
oh, wow.
Hesjustaboy did check earlier.
Yeah,
and
he might decide to get it later.
So location for both rods and the sword early. This has been stacked early on. The poor trackers. I'm sorry, guys. You guys have just been put to work.
And Justaboy did make that check to Lumberjack, so everyone does have that intel on the Fire Red.
epicYoshi did manage to pull the bow, looks like, from the mini Moldorm cave. That just doubly makes Eastern more attractive, but it's always nice to have the bow.
Yeah, hopefully they get the Eastern Palace Big Key.
ItsSupercar also pulls the Desert Palace Big Key, which it does look like epicYoshi did pull as well. He's just a boy going through the escape sequence as well.
So this will be our first trip to Zora Domain. He does not have the money for Zora, however.
epicYoshi is the only one that does not have the money for Zora, so that's unfortunate for epicYoshi there. I did not even see what was on the ledge.
And yeah, since he's done the rest of this area, it's going to kind of de-incentivize him from coming to Zora later on.
Yeah, if something is on if Zora does give something important, that will be a huge negative for epicYoshi, because yeah, I can't see him coming back here for a long time unless he's just absolutely out of options. So he's just a boy getting ready, looks like setting up pot strats. Certainly the safe choice here.
This will be our first check of Ice Ride Cave. And use it.
Yep, and Zelda's chest was just 300 rupees as well. He's just a boy making the dive into the back part of Escape. Looks like ItsSupercar is also up there. Keep in mind, this is against the logic. In order to get anything in a dark room, it's supposed to be required for you to have the lamp. So, not quite sure what these guys are going to get. We may not be able to see it as well, but certainly a minor sequence break here.
And we'll see if either of them decide to try to... Oh, we got a death from Hesjustaboy. Yeah, it's really tough with only 3 hearts doing that with all the snakes that are in there.
Oh, and ItsSupercar doing a dark room with the old man, actually. Fluted up. That's still a minor sequence break. Still exactly what I was talking about in terms of logic. epicYoshi did pick up his flute there, so very happy for epicYoshi. He's happy to see that, I'm sure.
Nothing on Spectacle Rock. Or in Spectacle Rock.
LiteYear with the hobo check, and it's a key to Ganon's Tower. Kind of worthless. Might be worthless. You don't know yet.
Oh, and Supercar gets dead rocked.
Yeah, that's those dead rocks. I remember them being just slightly annoying when I was a child playing the game. As an adult, when I'm trying to speedrun, are the most annoying thing in the game.
So Supercar is checking 2 items here in Hera. Doesn't have access to anything else.
Bottle, that's interesting.
He doesn't have anything else to do up here, so he might go right for Sick Kid.
Does look to be the case.
And LiteYear's got the money, so he's going to be able to do our first Zora check.
All right, this is going to be a drumroll moment here for LiteYear. If it's something significant from Zora, then it's not looking good for epicYoshi at only 13 minutes in. Still anyone's game.
Oh.
Oh, and that's about as necessary can get. Zora with the hammer.
Oh, man. The only good news, I think, for Yoshi is it's probably going to be required to move on. So it's not going to be an item that just kind of sits there. He's going to have to go back sooner than later.
So, yeah, I mean, Yoshi is going to have to. He might... I could see him putting that off and checking every place else right now, though. Meanwhile, ItsSupercar is checking Sahasrah's closet. Moon Pearl. Alright, so that's Moon Pearl and Hammer. We don't have a lift upgrade, so we don't quite have Dark World access yet, but we're inching that way. And it looks like Yoshi's actually going back there right away.
Well, it's going to pay off.
Absolutely. He has the money now.
So I think the only things we haven't seen are Gina's Cave and Eastern Palace itself.
Yes, that's absolutely true. LiteYear is also up in Death Mountain, and he will be able to do Eastern Death Mountain actually now because of that hammer.
Oh, that's right.
So if I were running this race, I would certainly look at the items that LiteYear has and go, absolutely, East Death Mountain is the next sequence in terms of where we need to be going.
Yeah, there's 8 items over here, so there's probably something good.
We see He's Just a Boy now making his Zora play. It's only a matter of time before ItsSupercar heads up there. ItsSupercar does have the money to do so as well.
And LiteYear spotted a small key on the floating island.
And that always makes you nervous when you have to wonder if a small key is required or not. Yoshi also picking up his swag duck in the meantime.
Just a big 20 in Spiral Cave.
Slow Spiral Cave without the boots, but yeah, it happens sometimes. Yoshi also making the dive up to Death Mountain, and will have East Death Mountain in logic. So, meanwhile, He's Just a Boy in ItsSupercar navigating those dark rooms.
So we'll see if Supercar just gets this one chest, or if he decides he's going to go all the way through and try to get to the back of Escape.
LiteYear does pull the lamp. Now all dark rooms are in sequence. Hey, Blue Mail, we'll never turn that down.
There it is.
There's our lift upgrade.
So it's Dark World access once he can find the Moon Pearl. Which is in Sahasrah's hut.
Absolutely. As I imagine he'll be going over there. There's not much left. Looks like he's going to be... LiteYear's going to be heading to the back end of Escape right now. With the lamp as well, that's going to be in logic if he goes for the dark room that ItsSupercar looks like he's going for right now.
And he bailed.
All right, rupees, and bombs. That was exciting. Not.
This is kind of looking like it's asking him to go to Pod if they can get the small key, more small keys.
Yep, I've seen, what do we have? One small pod key, but
yeah.
Hey, with hammer and bow, that's at least one less key that you need, and a few more treasure chests that you can open up. LiteYear also checking Agita's cave right now, avoiding the eastern dip at this point in time. That's gonna cost him a little bit, unless something really significant is here as well.
Yeah, he's probably thinking if he can find the Moon Pearl elsewhere, he can then go to Pod and mirror to Eastern. So he's still holding on to that.
Still holding out hope, but there would be no such hope. So He's Just a Boy now doing his Death Mountain run. ItsSupercar finally going over to Zora.
LiteYear did a map check, and the only intel he got was the Hera is the red pendant.
So LiteYear actually opting to go into Eastern before checking Sahasrara. You don't see that too frequently, but it's just kind of a routing preference. It's neither here nor there.
Yeah, some people like to go in Keysanity. They like to go into Eastern almost immediately. So it's interesting that 20 minutes is the first time someone's gone in there.
It's one of the routes that I like in particular because it's one of the few dungeons that I feel comfortable walking in without any sort of weapon, just because of all the pots that are lying around. So it's Supercar getting the hammer and immediately going up to East Death Mountain. He's found the trail.
It's amazing how they've all managed to just dance around Dark World access in different ways.
Yeah, and we know what the access point is. It's just a matter of who's going to get there.
And Yoshi's making the same play as LiteYear, going into Eastern before checking Sahasrara.
Right now, ItsSupercar is actually the only one with both Hammer and Moon Pearl, just missing the gloves, but he's on his way there now. So even though ItsSupercar was the last one to get his hammer, it's entirely possible that they're going to be the first person into the Dark World.
It's like Hesjustaboy is about to beat him to it.
Oh, yep.
So we'll see if he decides to go into Eastern or just leave and go right to the Dark World. Yeah, it looks like he's out of here.
I don't blame him for that one. Absolutely. It's one of those calculated risks where nothing is really pointing towards Eastern. It's in logic, but hey, you have things like Hype Cave that you can be going to.
And it looks like LiteYear didn't find anything inside of Eastern.
So he's just a boy. First one to the Dark World.
He's going right for Pod. I think this is the first time I've seen someone go towards Pod with only one small key.
Yeah, that's... I'll say I wouldn't be comfortable with that play for myself, but it's certainly within logic, and given how stacked Pod is, and you already have the hammer and the bow, yeah, why not?
Yeah, it kind of just looks like the items are kind of driving them into Pod, so it might be the right play, just following the logic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a nervous Nelly when it comes to that kind of stuff, so, you know. Looks like LiteYear is going to be making a similar play. First access to Dark World is going to be through that warp right next to Pod.
Yeah, and Hesjustaboy is going in. He's going to check Eastern here before he goes into Pod. Probably just in case there's a Pod small key.
LiteYear has already been in there, though, right? So he won't be making that check.
Correct.
Mickey Rosen in chat asked, any reason not to complete Eastern right now? Yes, absolutely. When you don't have the Eastern big key, you can't get through the door. And that is kind of the unique thing about Keysanity that goes along with all the different key logic that we talk about. the big keys, maps, compasses, and small keys to every dungeon are mixed in with the logic routing of everything else in the game. So you really have to be careful in terms of where you decide to go at certain points in time, because not only do you need all the items necessary for clearing a dungeon, you also need to make sure you have the keys necessary.
And this will be our first Hype Cave check.
The cave formerly known as Hype Check. I jest only slightly. Hype Cave originally got its name back in tournaments long past. Yeah, rupees, rupees, rupees. Oh, a big key to Meyer.
Yeah, I'll give that about a 2 out of 10 on the hype scale.
Yeah, yeah. So a long time ago in tournaments past, this cave was, for some odd reason, the logic dictated that it was just always absolutely stacked. So it developed the name of Hype Cave. The problem is, as logic developed and the programmers got better at routing things in different locations and things of that nature, Hype Cave became, to put it kindly, not hype.
LiteYear picks up Quake.
So ItsSupercar is kind of doing the South Hyrule route,
Ooh.
and that's a nice pickup.
Yeah, boots are one of those items where even though it doesn't unlock much, it just makes everything go faster.
Yeah, when you're in a speedrunning community and there's an item that lets you go faster, kind of nice to have, I would say. And yes, heavy machine gun, all 4 players are running the same seed. They're not necessarily racing against each other. The top 2, epicYoshi64 and LiteYear, are racing against each other in this tournament, and Hesjustaboy and ItsSupercar are running against each other as well. So 1v1 match, it's just a quad match because it's more entertaining for you guys, it's much more chaotic for us, and more people get to be seen on Twitch competing for our amusement.
Supercar making the first dip into Skull Woods.
This is a bold choice. Interesting to note, remember Fire Rod, which is required to clear out Skull Woods entirely, is located in the Lumberjack area.
And he finds a small key to pod, and he hasn't gone to pod yet, so that's going to give him a slight advantage over the people that are dipping in there already.
And silvers. Silvers are just, yeah, and when you have a bow early, getting silvers sub 30, boss is gonna melt. Also, because I absolutely need to get this out of my system. He's just a boy, and she's just a girl. Can I make it any more obvious? Okay, that's been stuck in my head for like the past 2 hours. Thank you for indulging me, guys. I appreciate all of you so much for indulging me. Meanwhile, he's just a boy. Picks up his big key turtle rock. epicYoshi is about to face Disappointment Cave. LiteYear, leaving the pod area, and ItsSupercar is trying not to get killed or grabbed by the Wall Masters.
Yeah, those mummies are brutal, especially when they stand in the doorway. I hate when they do that. Oh, that's defended.
Oh, big key in Thieves Town in that door. That's big. Normally, you can only get into Thieves Town and just get the first 4 chests. But that big key will allow ItsSupercar to go ahead and clear out all of Thieves Town. That's a significant pickup there.
Got our first shield on Pyramid.
LiteYear cleaning up a little bit. He actually has not even been to escape yet. So taking some time, go ahead and doing that, hoping that he doesn't find anything. This is one of those sequences for LiteYear, I think, that if you check this, you're kind of happy that you don't find anything, because you know you're doing this a little bit later. If you found something that was important, you would know you're behind.
Supercar is the first one to do North Hyrule, these 3 locations up here. And he's just a boy doing catfish. Everyone's doing something a little different.
Yep, it's a bad time for a musical interlude, is what I'm hearing from you. Because we have too much to keep track of, and ItsSupercar pulls the big key to Dark Palace on the graveyard ledge. Oh my.
Yeah, and he's the one that's put off going to Palace of Darkness, so it's really paying off here.
And I do believe I've seen ItsSupercar do the hammer jump before, so that's going to be incredibly nice for him. Keep in mind, ItsSupercar was the last one to get his hammer, and he's picking up all the items of value right now, all the big keys, and making the solid routing choices. He's definitely who I would say has the advantage in this race right now.
Yeah, if you find something deeper in Palace of Darkness, it's going to probably put him ahead.
Meanwhile, epicYoshi is now doing his first dip into pod right now. Again, 1 key, but hammer and bow, so not necessarily a bad play. Mushroom turn-in that He's Just a Boy did looks to be just a compass. Where was that mushroom? Was that mushroom on... I don't even know anymore.
I missed it.
I give up. Table flip.
Yeah, public service announcement. Don't click links in chat.
Just, well, unless they come from us. Then you click them. But
I don't know. Don't trust anyone. Not even yourself. Oh, there's a Master Sword in the chess game.
Sword of Legend can be purchased for 100 rupees in a guessing chess game.
It's a pretty good deal.
You know, had I known that pulling the Master Sword was that easy, I'm sure there'd be a whole lot more Heroes of Legend.
So Supercar is going to be able to do everything in Thieves Town here, except for he does not have the small key to do the big chest.
Ooh, okay, there's our first Castle Tower key that ItsSupercar has done. And there's the Eastern Palace big key, so we can clear out Eastern Palace now.
Yeah, this is going to be perfect for him. He's going to be able to go to Palace of Darkness with more keys than anyone else had, and he's going to be able to mirror and do Eastern.
That's, I think, one of the most difficult things about Keysanity is knowing what routing possibilities are out there and then making the optimal choice for what you have. Of course, it also comes down to luck. Supercar has made some good gambles, and they've absolutely paid off for him. He's going to be able to route things together much more quickly than some of the other runners have been able to do. He's Just a Boy is now sitting back going, why am I fighting Gibdos with a fighter's sword? Doesn't he know that Gibdos can be shot with a silver arrow, one shot, boom, done. Come on, he's just a boy. I can't make it any more obvious.
He's safe now.
epicYoshi working his way through Pod in the meanwhile. LiteYear about to find Das Boots. We'll be very happy with that. Oh my, so...
Titans. Supercar picks up Titans and blinds Prison.
Almost vanilla.
Pretty close. Close enough.
Absolutely close enough. epicYoshi takes a death there. I think it was meant to be a death warp. Supercar is now on his blind fight. This will be our first boss fight of the night. We're 38 minutes in. This scene has certainly been overworld heavy. It's at this point in time, and he pulls the Cane of Brian and a crystal.
38 minutes in, first crystal.
Digging Game has the worthless key. Misery Mire keys are just absolutely worthless. You can get through the whole dungeon without a single one.
Yeah, it'll make routing a little bit more convenient, but not much.
Not really, yeah. He's Just a Boy also picked up his big key there to Pod. LiteYear looks like he's on his way up for this routing up into the Village of Outcasts greater metro area.
Yeah, so they're doing a lot of retracing of steps right now of each other.
I mean, and that's common in Randomizer. It's just a matter of who routes it sufficiently. ItsSupercar with the Titan's Mitt will be able to navigate around Hyrule a little bit faster. He's got Jeremiah right now about to bring him home. Jeremiah, of course, he was a bullfrog, and he was a good friend of mine. Something, 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 and I like to drink his wine.
We've seen a lot of compasses, I think.
We have. We've seen quite a few compasses, and really, I mean, not bad for health, all things said. Normally, I think I find that Keysanity ends up being a little bit less healthy for whatever reason. Maybe it's just my luck, but they're doing pretty good for health right at the moment at 41 minutes in.
It's one of those other useless small keys to Skull Woods. But I was absolutely wrong in the pregame. They are getting all the big keys.
I was going to say, they've gotten quite a few big keys at this point in time. Supercar kind of started it. But man, they've just had all the luck there. Meanwhile, He's Just a Boy is in Thieves Town with the Thieves Town big key, so he'll be able to go ahead and finish that. Meanwhile, ItsSupercar is about to make his first run into Pod. Since he put Pod off for so long, he's got not only the big key, but also another small key. He'll be able to do this much more efficiently than the other runners who have all already dipped in. So, other than ItsSupercar, who is going a little bit deeper into Pod than anyone else, where else can these runners go that we haven't quite seen yet?
I don't think anyone's gone to the Misery Mire area. Only Supercar's found his Titans so far, though. So he hasn't really had a chance to go there yet.
Mire, with Quake opening it, it would be completely clearable at this point in time. But there, keep in mind, there's also the Mire Shed area and also the Checkerboard Cave as well. Desert does mean that Desert is also unlocked, and Desert they have the big key for as well.
Yeah, he's got 3 chests on Dark Death Mountain he can check, but he's probably going to try to wait for the hook shot to get a few more chests out of that. But of course, they've got that key up there that's accessible on Floating Island. That might be in the back of his head, too.
ItsSupercar, instead of diving full on into Pod, mirrors and decides to do Eastern while he can, and he can clear it out. He's got the big key, lamp, bow, and silver is on top of it all, so it's going to be a pretty quick Armos Knights fight.
Yeah, you gotta take advantage of being able to just go into a dungeon and full clear it.
That is so rare to happen in a Keysanity tournament where you can enter, clear it, and be done with it and never step back again. Oh no, epicYoshi mirrored and kind of got caught up in the maze there.
Oh no.
He's Just a Boy now also picking up his Titan's Mitt. LiteYear, oh my LiteYear, went ahead and is in Thieves Town, but did not go up to Skullwoods first, so does not have the big key.
Oh.
So this is an example of just a simple routing choice. I mean, there's really no wrong answer if you prefer to do, when you come into that portal, if you prefer to do Skullwoods or Thieves Town first. But that one routing choice is going to add quite a bit of time in for LiteYear at this point in time, unfortunately. Or not LiteYear. Wait.
Yeah, LiteYear.
But now he does have the big key on his tracker.
Oh, we must have missed him going to school.
Oh, okay. Our tracker's called it. It's alright. It's alright, number play. I got you. So he's just a boy at 45 minutes in. Kills blind. ItsSupercar now has opened up the big chest and is working his way through this back half of Eastern. Chat, meanwhile, is coming up with the most trolly locations possible. I know that's what you guys love to see. I'm just going to tell you from experience, your worst nightmares will be cursed unto you when you decide to run a randomizer race. Trust me on that.
So we don't know what item or what pendant or crystal we're going to get out of this. A key. And a pendant.
Ooh, that's okay.
And you got a map in the big chest, so not really much of an advantage for Supercar.
No, but it was in the back of his mind, so might as well go ahead and do it.
Yeah, so we do know where all the pendants are, so by process of elimination, we know where all the crystals are.
Yep. Tower of Hera, Swamp Palace, and Eastern Palace. Now, for pedestal, keep in mind, let's see. Tower of Hera, all we need is a big key. Theoretically, we could get there and do it now. The only thing we're really missing from Swamp Palace would be the hook shot, and we can clear Eastern with what we have now. So logically, we know, I'm going to take a look here, there's a number of things that could be on that pedestal at this point in time that would be really exciting to see.
A Castle Tower small key, for example.
A Castle Tower small key, which... Swamp small key absolutely cannot be on there because we need to do Swamp. Castle Tower small key. We know where Fire Rod is. Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, all the runners are probably crossing their fingers that the Swamp small key is nowhere to be found.
ItsSupercar struggling a little bit there with those crystal ball thingies. Whatever they are. Alright, so right now, Supercar still has one key left. I imagine he did not hammer yump earlier, so he'll be going over here to this dark room. Does not know the hammer yump, or I thought he knew it. I thought I'd seen him do it, but this is fine. Spidey20, what do I need to do to download to be able to play this? Come to our Discord. We'll help you out in the Randomizer Discord. This is... we would be absolutely glad to have you join us, Spidey20. If we can get the commands.
The cape in the pod big chest. Did we get a bumper cape yet?
We have not seen Bumper Cave yet. Shout out, Rambler. I got you, bro. Yeah, we haven't seen Bumper Cave yet, and we haven't seen Spike Cave as well, so there's logically some interesting things that can happen if we go up there. And we're getting a Mire area check with LiteYear. And he's going to go over and do Desert.
There's the Castle Tower small key they needed.
Yep, that's the second Castle Tower key. So right now they can go ahead and with Master Sword and that second Castle Tower key, Aghanim can be completed, which at this point we know unlocks the Fire Rod, which unlocks a whole host of possibilities for us. At this point in time, it'll unlock Ice Palace. It'll unlock the boss for Skullwoods. Turtle Rock, we know at this point in time can't get past without the Cane of Samaria, but will be required eventually. Honestly, I think that might be the next play that LiteYear can make, and I'd love to see other runners do it too. No, Supercar has no shield. I don't know why it's showing a shield. It's alright, guys. It's cool, Synac. We got you. So, for people who are wondering, keys in Keysanity are pretty self-explanatory. Get a key, you can open a key in this dungeon, etc. Maps and compasses work a little bit differently in Keysanity, in addition to their normal functions as maps and keys. If you get a map, you will be able to tell which dungeons are pendants or crystals, if you haven't, by sequence, figured it out already. Compasses, in addition to tracking everything, will give you a little counter in the dungeon, like you see in epicYoshi screen right now. You see that 5 of 6. That means he's gotten 5 of 6 treasure locations in the dungeon, so he's only missing 1 more. Now, much like a compass in the normal game, if you're an experienced runner, you probably don't need it. But casual runners, that's a really handy tool to mentally check off. Hey, how many have I gotten here?
So during the tutorial, LiteYear defeated Landmillis, picked up a crystal, and got his magic powder.
Magic powder.
He's going right for Aghanim.
That's a solid play. I like it. And he's going to be putting those silvers to use here.
Yeah, he's probably thinking about Ice Palace, because once he has the Fire Rod, he'll be able to do, he'll be able to full clear ice.
Yep. Even with that Ice Palace big key, you'll be able to get that treasure chest.
And they do have Misery Mire access, but they haven't decided to go in. Maybe because they don't have the cane.
Yeah, I'm always nervous about going into a dungeon if I can't clear it. I can understand wanting to hold off, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, he's probably thinking I can full clear Ice Palace once I get this Fire Rod. And maybe Mire will be next.
See, epicYoshi has not yet checked Pyramid, so he's on his way up for that. This is the most difficult part, I think, about Aga Tower. It's a mini gauntlet of sorts that it's just tedious.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that they have to do it. It's just kind of just a time sink.
Seeds like this are really, you know, make execution style fights more heavily weighted. If there's more things of this, then execution is going to be more important to the overall race. epicYoshi is now climbing. I don't think Yoshi has his second key, though. ItsSupercar did just get his second key.
Oh, look at all the blue balls.
So many blue balls. I forgot for the call for blue balls. I'm sorry, chat. I have failed you as a commentator. I did not ask how many blue balls we're going to get.
I think we got 2 so far.
Nope, there's 3. There's 4.
Relentless.
I think that might be the last one, because the first launch after a lightning strike is always a regular one. Oh, okay.
There's always time for more blue balls.
There we go. 5 blue balls.
Nice work, Gunny.
4 blue balls and you're never mind. I was going to make a joke that I realized I should not be making on this channel.
Yeah, have you read the new Twitch community guidelines?
I have, and that's what prompted me to stop. ItsSupercar on his way up now as well, and LiteYear, of course, mirror, saves, quits. He's going immediately to pick up his not fire rod.
Fake out.
Go left, go right. Freak me out, man. Yeah, I'm not going to say that the Twitch guidelines are no fun allowed. Just, yeah, we have to be nice to one another. In the meantime, LiteYear is on his way up now. Supercar getting his last key and doing his climb.
Yoshi decided that 1 extra key was enough for him to dip back into pod.
Don't know if he's going to find anything terribly important with that 1 extra key. So LiteYear, with the fire rod in hand, is now going to head up. Looks like to Skull Woods, going to clear that out. Do we know if Skullwood... We don't know which crystals are the important crystals yet, do we? For to unlock the Pyramid Fairy.
I watched somebody walk by the bomb house. I don't think I saw anyone actually walk in.
Yeah, keep in mind, everyone, much like Sahasrara, who if you talk to will tell you which is the green pendant, if you go by the bomb house and talk to them, he will tell you which are the crystals 5 and 6 required for him to unlock the big bomb, to unlock the fairy.
I think Supercar is going to see 5 blue balls.
You know, it's the same, right?
Shh.
Oh my god, you're such a predictor! This is why they choose us for streaming commentary, guys. Oh, and LiteYear forgot that you do need a key. You can pick a key up fairly easily, but you do need a key to get past that door.
Yeah.
Supercar is on his Aga fight. LiteYear is in Swamp Palace, and Hesjustaboy is now climbing Aga's tower. epicYoshi, a little bit behind, still has not found his Titan's Mitt, unfortunately.
So this will be our first Mothula fight. Hopefully he cooperates.
It's Mothula. He is the very definition of uncooperative.
There's about a 1 in 50 chance that he cooperates. I've done the math.
This is the boss that I think I die on at least twice in my races every time. I'm bad with bosses that do not cooperate with me whatsoever.
Yeah, it takes 8 Master Sword slashes or 8 Fire Rod shots. And you gotta hope that the damage actually happens. Because if he's over a trap, it won't do it.
But Mothula did cooperate!
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
epicYoshi, I think, is finally getting to the point where he's going to get the Thieves Town Big Key. Oh no, but he gets Wall Mastered. He knows this is the spot that he absolutely has to go. Gibdos, remember, are indeed weak against silver arrows if you don't feel like slashing them for days.
So Supercar's got his Fire Rod. He's probably going to make the Skullwoods play as well.
Oh, I did see Crystal 5 was Turtle Rock. So Turtle Rock is one of the important dungeons.
Yeah, we're still looking for our GT Big Key. I feel like that's the most commonly trolly item.
It really is. I mean,
Everyone just kind of expects to pick it up on the way, and it gets closer to the end, and they still don't have it.
You start sweating. You're never quite in go mode until you have that, obviously, and you want to have it as soon as you possibly can. So, yeah. But it's frequently found in Ganon's Tower, so while you expect to be able to just pass everything in Ganon's Tower, it's not always that easy. And we have our first Spike Cave check. Mickey Rosen says there was one seed in Keysanity where we could do the guessing game because it was actually in GT. I imagine we'll do that as well if that happens, but I can't make any promises. It may not be there.
Yeah, now that we've talked about it, it's not going to be in there, so...
Hey,
sorry,
it was in my seed last night. It was Ganon Tower and the Big Key, but we didn't have Hookshot, so we had to backtrack out and try to find Hookshot outside of Ganon's Tower.
So LiteYear avoiding Ice Palace at all costs. I think the first player that makes his way into Ice Palace is going to be in the lead. It just seems like everything's been building up to it.
Yeah, you get... I mean, if you think about all the items that have been really locked behind, Flippers, you didn't necessarily get locked behind anything, but Fire Rod, you need to do quite a bit, and Titan's Mitch, you need to do quite a bit. So, yeah, Ice Palace seems to be what's pointing us that direction. LiteYear looks like he's heading over to see, at least to check to see what Turtle Rock is going to be.
Yeah, and that early Ice Palace big key. I think there's going to be something good in that big chest.
Worth noting, I don't think anyone has the Swamp Palace small key. Now, I know Swamp Palace is not required. It's a pendant at this point in time. It is the green pendant, so that adds a little bit of extra weight to it.
I hope LiteYear doesn't think he's going into Turtle Rock. Okay, just opening it up.
That's fair.
So unless he can hover, he only has access to one chest in Hookshot Cave, and he's got the Super Bunny chests.
This could be Troll if the Hookshot is over here.
Yeah, that's what he was hoping for.
Oh, and keep in mind, there's the key on the floating island as well.
Yep.
That he may pick up.
Oh, we got our first Meyer check.
Was Quake required for both Meyer and Turtle Rock?
Yeah, it is. So the other medallions are completely useless.
And not rewarded at all.
Looks like he's going to pick up that small key.
That's fair. I didn't see what was in that big key chest for ItsSupercar.
I think it was nothing. Yeah, it was just money.
Another Dark Palace small key.
I think this is the ice play I've been waiting for.
Here we go. Yoshi finally getting his Titan's Mitt and going to fight blind. Nope, decided, you know what? I don't have half magic. I'm gonna pick something up just in case.
I've never seen anyone light the torches like that before. Oh, and the hook shot!
Oh, baby!
It's been a while since we've seen some new progression.
I know, right? So Meyer does have a progression item. That could be interesting if it's not in ice.
Yeah, hopefully LiteYear knows the way to get to the right side. Although he does have the small key, so actually it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
So worth pointing out that He's Just a Boy just did Magic Bat, and that was also a Dark Palace key.
And he likes Ice Palace now too.
So Crystal 6 is Thieves Town, and Crystal 5 then is Turtle Rock. So, here's the issue. We don't really know what's on head. Well, let's see. What can we see? Yeah, that would be kind of trolly if they have to climb all the way up to Turtle Rock, beat Turtle Rock, and that's the last dungeon they do, but then have to go all the way back down to the Pyramid Ferry to get the Ganon's Tower Big Key. That's a possibility, though.
That's their first person to get access to Desert's right side, the small key in Meyer. But that's all he's found, so. The hook shot hopefully will lead to something for him. But he's going to get that desert check out of the way right now. Good idea.
Absolutely. I mean, something's locked behind there, certainly. All right, LiteYear doing the Ice Palace check. Supercar, nothing in the first chest.
And Tempered Sword for Supercar.
Hey, that's a nice pickup there. Nothing so far in Ice Palace, though.
It's gotta be the big chest. Or Cold Stare.
Well, we've only gotten 3 treasure chests so far for LiteYear, so...
2 big 20s in a row.
That's slightly insulting.
Another pod small key. I think that's all of them.
Yeah, I think that's 5 that we found total.
Come on, big chest.
He's holding out hope. Don't let glowing down. There it is!
Here we go. It's gotta be Kane, right?
That's gotta be Kane. That's a little bit important there.
So now LiteYear and Hesjustaboy are gonna be able to go to Meyer, full clear it, and get their hook shot.
And right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are only Ganon's Tower Big Key away from go mode at this point in time. Ice Palace, Misery Mire, Turtle Rock, Pod. We have big keys to all of those, I'm seeing. So yeah, we just need Ganon's Tower Big Key and we're all of a sudden in go mode.
Are they small? They need one more small key for Turtle Rock? Or no, they can pick one up in there, so they do have enough.
Yeah, 3 required total to reach Trinex. If they go mode it. Now, keep in mind, we still don't know where the Ganon's Tower Big Key is. So, we don't know.
Yeah, it's probably worth gambling. Ganon's Tower having it.
ItsSupercar is going ahead and doing Ice Palace now.
LiteYear on the cold steer fight. It's going to be a little shaky with no half magic, no tempered.
Yeah, Supercar will have to double dip Misery Mire, which unfortunately makes it a little bit more difficult, but that tempered sword is going to help him a long way in getting through Ice Palace much faster. So 6 of one, half dozen of another.
He's got one buff.
He's just a boy, also on his way to Cold Stare. So 3 of our runners are in Ice Palace in various... And LiteYear does finish Cold Stare off first.
So ideally for LiteYear, he just goes to Meyer, finishes it, goes to Turtle Rock, finishes it, and just finds the GT Big Key on the way.
He's still got to jump back to Pod as well. But yes, I mean, you route those in, you pick up any chest kind of along the way, hoping it's there. And if you don't, well, then hope it's in GT.
Interesting, Pod was pretty much useless.
Yeah, and that's unusual for Keysanity Seed. Pod has been, at least in recent memory, just stacked compared to the rest of the other dungeons. Oh, and it's worth noting, LiteYear does not have the Pod Big Key. It was located, and Numberplay, thank you for shouting that out in chat. The Pod Big Key is in the Graveyard Ledge area.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It feels like he's in the lead, but he's missing that one key item.
Absolutely, and that is a location that a lot of runners have trouble with. For one reason or another, it's a very common mistake to miss that one for one reason or another.
Yeah, if he's already done the Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb, it's not convenient to route in Graveyard Ledge. It's nice if you can get all 3 of those in one shot, but I think he's done Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb already, so... It's probably going to be one of the last places he looks.
And that's going to be unfortunate because he can do pretty much everything. This is a situation where LiteYear might even go up to Turtle Rock and say, for example, if Ganon's Tower Big Key is early in Turtle Rock, LiteYear will still be checking every chest, going through Laser Bridge and checking everything. Now, if every runner has to check all those locations, then it won't be as bad for LiteYear. But I can certainly see us getting to a point where Ganon's Tower Big Key is early and everyone else can go mode everything. LiteYear still looking for that key will slow him way down.
Fortunately, he's only racing against Yoshi, who's been struggling a little bit.
This is true. Of course, you know, Yoshi is struggling right now, but he's beaten some really strong competition in this tournament so far. So
yeah, he's actually pretty close to catching up. If he can just get this Fire Rod, get Skull Woods, go right to Ice. And he's got the Palace of Darkness Big Key.
Yeah, I mean, that's key, really. That one check is enough to really throw your game off.
Really, the only difference between Supercar and He's Just a Boy is just about half of Meyer.
Yep, I'm trying to take a look here. He's Just a Boy does have more keys to pod. He might check more locations. Supercar will also be able to effectively go mode Meyer because he's already been here.
He's opening Meyer a second time for good measure.
Because why not?
The medallions are fun to use.
If I have anything other than, like if I have Fighter or Master Sword going into Ice Palace, I like using the medallions on the Pen Gator rooms because those are just annoying rooms otherwise.
Yeah, if you don't have the hook shot, you gotta use bomb strats, or it can get kind of hairy.
A little bit, yep. That Desert Palace check as well. I can see LiteYear taking some time to do that Desert Palace check as well, even though, again, ItsSupercar has already done that. And they are hand in hand at this point. The sync.
Yeah, it was easier for Supercar to check because he didn't have Kane, so he was still looking for that item. But LiteYear might think, hey, I can just go do Turtle Rock and get my Go Mode items and finish the game.
He's Just a Boy. Checking these other chest locations. All right, so again, LiteYear, ItsSupercar, and He's Just a Boy are all in Misery Mire, kind of synced up quite a bit, at least LiteYear and Supercar. epicYoshi playing catch up a little bit, but he's got his Fire Rod. Needs to get over to Skull Woods really at this point in time.
Yeah, unless LiteYear makes a play to Graveyard Ledge earlier than I think he will, I think both of these races are going to end up being really close. This is probably one of my favorite fights to do, Silver Arrow Vitreous.
Absolutely. You just feel like a machine gun at the right spot, just going to town. So, it's worth noting, LiteYear did skip a treasure chest. He does not have Tempered Sword.
Oh.
And He's Just a Boy, looks like, has also skipped a treasure chest. He does not have Tempered Sword.
Wasn't Tempered Sword in Desert? Or am I misremembering?
Okay. Okay, yeah, it was in Desert, you're right. I thought it was in Mire, but it was the key to Mire, right?
Yes. And it looks like LiteYear's
Okay.
gonna grab it.
That's good. Supercar going over here, gonna knock out Pod real quick. See, here's the problem, chat. Whenever someone says, hey, isn't this a thing that happened? I will generally agree with you unless, you know, I remember differently. And my memory is not that great. So you could say something crazy like, hey, Flute was in the dig spot. And I would totally agree with you until I realized that no one's picked up the shovel.
So is Supercar going to be leaving chests behind here in Palace of Darkness? I believe that's the case. So for his sake, I hope GT Big Key is not in here.
Yeah, that could be a problem. But I can definitely see the logic. He's got one key. He just wants to be able to go mode and go ahead and clear this out.
You could make an argument for maybe full clearing TR and maybe hoping to pick up an extra pod key so you can come here and get those extra chests if you're still missing the GT Big Key.
Oh, LiteYear. I think he's actually going to check the graveyard ledge now. This is exciting for LiteYear.
Incredible. And Yushi takes an unfortunate death to Mothula not cooperating as well.
Mothula rarely cooperates with us. Telling you, sometimes he's cooperative, sometimes he's not. But LiteYear picking up his big key for Pod, that'll be important for him.
Yeah, he's in really good shape now.
Supercar getting ready for his Helmasaur fight. He's Just a Boy, meanwhile, is doing some different routing. Going up to Turtle Rock first.
This is probably what I would have done, just in case you just don't find GT Big Key, and you maybe pick up another Pod Small Key.
This could play to He's Just a Boy's advantage if the Ganon's Tower Big Key is not in Turtle Rock and not in Ganon's Tower. The issue that he could have is, I mean, it will be no different if it's in Overworld, because he'll have made the trip up and he'll have to make the trip back eventually. But if Ganon's Tower Big Key is anywhere on Spectacle Rock in the Dark World in Death Mountain, then he will be penalized for having to make a second trip up, unfortunately, because he hasn't quite yet done Pod.
Oh, and he hasn't picked up that other small key. So it looks like he's got 4 Pod Small Keys. So he'll actually be able to get that 5th Pod Small Key if he decides to pick it up and be able to get all the chests in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like Supercar's got a slight lead on him.
Absolutely. He's Just a Boy will be providing us our first intel into Turtle Rock, though.
Nope, he faked us out.
Oh!
He's gonna get Hookshot Cave first. And it looks
Hate
like
you so much. Hate you, He's Just a Boy. Hate you. This will be our first check though into the deeper parts of Hookshot Cave, though, won't it?
Yep. Ugh, some junk. Yep.
All the junk.
A full heart container is about as good as it gets out of here.
epicYoshi struggling a little bit with Mothula.
Yeah, he doesn't have his tempered sword yet, which makes a huge difference.
And again, he's mirroring out. Those Gibdos are giving him heck. Supercar also checking Hookshot Cave before he gets into Turtle Rock.
LiteYear's going to do his Palace of Darkness cleanup.
Yep, that'll be good for LiteYear there.
As Supercar picks up that key to Palace of Darkness, he's probably wondering, do I need this to get the GT big key?
It's like, I hope I don't need this, I hope I don't need this, I hope I don't need this. That's what's going through Supercar's head right now. LiteYear clearing Eastern. Huh.
He's just doing his best to make this a close race. He's just thinking of the viewers.
We appreciate you, LiteYear. Real men of genius. He's like, oh wait, I have the big key. I can get this chest.
Oh, Yoshi.
That's his third death on Mothula. Ouch.
If he's anything like me, I get more tilted and play worse the more this happens.
Oh, yeah, I'm the same way. I have a spare controller in case I snap mine in half.
So Hesjustaboy didn't go into Turtle Rock and is instead finishing up Palace of Darkness?
Okay. I mean, maybe he went up to Turtle Rock and then said, oh wait, I need to do this, and went back down? I don't know.
Yeah, he has to make, I guess from his perspective, he's got to make this climb up Death Mountain anyway. So I guess it doesn't really matter.
There's no way for us to really be thinking what's going through his head, so we'll just go with it. It's Supercar making that ball and chain room look easy, I say, and he immediately gets smacked.
Way to go.
Commentator's curse. So it's Supercar coming over Gonna pick up this small key and that. Oh man, is he a key short?
He is.
So Supercar actually is doing one heck of a gamble right now, hoping he gets another Turtle Rock small key at some point through here. This is quite a bit of a gamble right here, ladies and gents.
If he came in with 2, I'm confused. No, I think he only got 1. No. Does the menu, I don't use the menu, does the menu key count show you how many you have or how many you've picked up?
How many you currently have.
Oh. Because if he came in with 2 and he used 1 in the upper left in that first room, and then he picked another one up.
Well,
but he needs that.
The menu will not count the pot keys. Or, I mean, it will count the pot keys or enemy keys.
I don't think any of them have enough.
We're all wrong!
I think I just can't math today. It's over.
It's okay. Mathing...
Oh no! Thieves Town.
Oh no!
Enjoy your trek to the Thieves Town basement.
That's one of those items you get and you're like, oh god, no, please. Number plate, that's details. Details.
I can't read either, so sorry, number play.
They don't hire us to read, they just hire us to, you know, look at pretty pixels on a screen and go.
Yeah, because he's using his last key here. And he's got, yeah. So this is awful. This is why Hesjustaboy didn't go into Turtle Rock. Because he's smarter than I am.
I think he's smarter than all of us at this point in time. So we'll see. We still have Laser Bridge.
Let's get some more fetch quests on Laser Bridge. Is that possible?
Yeah, let's see. We have Tower of Hera small key. Oh, worthless key to Misery Mire. And Supercar says, wait, I'm out of magic. Nope. Save. Save.
He's using the door I'm not allowed to name because of the new Twitch community guidelines.
I don't even know that name.
I use it occasionally when I'm having a bad day.
Another Dark Palace small key.
Oh, man.
Big key to Skullwoods, another fetch quest. Get its tower, big key.
Okay, so that's one thing out of the way. So Go Mode is a TR small key.
Worst Go Mode ever.
I'm pretty hyped.
Where's it gonna be? Where do we have left? We have Pedestal is still a possibility. We have no idea where the book is. I mean, it could be on anything, any of the tablets, or Pedestal. We do know it cannot be on the Pyramid Ferry, though, because it's required to be Turtle Rock.
Here's fetch quest number 1.
Tower of Hera. Well, it's Supercar trying to set up the bathroom break, but didn't quite get it.
Yeah, it's better than getting stuck.
This is true.
It's happened to me, and I didn't have the mirror. There was nothing I could do.
Other than save quit?
Yep. So he's just a boy furiously slashing his sword.
Not finding what he wants to find. I think he's also looking for that Turtle Rock key.
Yeah, and the problem is he thinks it could be in TR. Oh, there's
Butter Sword. Okay, so we're gonna go into Ganon armed to the teeth here.
Now he's gonna go to Turtle Rock, I think. And his frustration will only double. So this is the trolliness you guys wanted, chat. Are you proud of yourselves?
Are you happy with yourselves? Are you not entertained?
Yeah, he's gonna make the TR play, I think, and be very disappointed in about 5 minutes. Supercar getting his disappointment of Spike Cave out of the way.
I mean, at this point in time, you're just hoping to minimize the disappointment, because it's just disappointment after disappointment after disappointment.
Yeah, I'd say the Skullwoods Big Chest and Thievestown Big Chest are the most likely candidates at this time.
Those are looking pretty attractive.
Because the logic loves to make you go all the way into the back of Turtle Rock, get an item that you have to use to get the last item to finish Turtle Rock.
A required double dip? Oh, evil. Yeah, Numberplay makes a good point. We've not set a foot in Swamp Palace yet.
Yeah, it's the small key's probably in Ganon's Tower. I mean, it could be like in the Thievestown Big Chest. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But
that being said, I think that's like the one item you don't want to see when you're opening up these treasure chests is the Swamp Palace small key.
Yeah, you prefer junk to things that open more locations.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess it could just be in the front of Swamp. That's an option.
It could, and I think LiteYear's checking that right now.
And am I wrong, or is LiteYear still not gone into Turtle Rock? I'm pretty sure he hasn't dipped in yet.
Yeah, I don't think LiteYear has.
Small key?
Oh my god! Trolliest location ever.
Oh no. Oh.
Alright, what's the over-under on how long it's going to take these runners to actually go there?
The problem is these keys that they just got, the Skullwoods Big Key and the Thievestown Small Key, is going to direct their attention to those locations, kind of like it directed mine.
Absolutely. I mean, that's not a play you expect to make. It's in logic, and that's rando.
So LiteYear is, I believe, in go mode. He doesn't know it yet because he hasn't gotten the GT Big Key on Laser Bridge, but he's gonna get it.
I mean, theoretically, he'll get it, yes.
Let's just hope he doesn't check Vanilla Big Key chest in Turtle Rock.
That would be heartbreaking. But it's a possibility. We've seen people do it before. So Supercar is actually checking Thieves Town at this point in time.
Yep.
Yoshi, meanwhile, is also entering Turtle Rock. He is avoiding Skullwoods and Ice Palace and Misery Mire at this point in time.
So Gani and Chad makes a good point, is there is a second Turtle Rock small key out here somewhere, and Supercar could find the other one in here.
It's a possibility.
And I believe the logic has to make it available. I think it has to make all 4 keys available to you.
I believe you're right. Now, it would be interesting because if he gets... You know, we were saying just a second ago that you're hoping that it's not the Swamp Palace small key because that unlocks an area. At this point in time, though, that could point Supercar in the direction of that. So maybe we're hoping for that as well.
Oh, there's the other one.
Oh, there's the other one. Okay.
So LiteYear and Supercar winning their respective races at this time.
Both, I mean, ItsSupercar, I think, made the safer gamble. LiteYear wasn't, I mean, that's perfectly fine. He did exactly what he needed to do and got it.
And Supercar now actually has all the items for Go Mode.
Yep, so he will be able to climb up Turtle Rock, and as long as he doesn't enter the Dark World, still has his portal. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, Supercar and LiteYear might actually finish around the same time, because Supercar does get to skip some of the stuff that LiteYear's doing.
Yep, that'll be nice for Supercar. But yeah, both Supercar and LiteYear look solidly ahead in their respective races.
Yeah,
Yoshi is unfortunately kind of bringing up the rear here.
He's just a boy getting some happiness and some disappointment.
Seeing that big key to Skullwoods and going, no, please. So yes, it is worth mentioning that LiteYear...
Oh no.
Poor Yoshi. So LiteYear could have to route out if he isn't counting his keys properly.
Just don't check the vanilla big key chest.
I think that's like the general rule of Keysanity. If there's one rule, it's don't check that chest.
Okay. He's safe.
You're good. You're good, LiteYear. Oh, and LiteYear and ItsSupercar are going to be almost holding hands here.
Yep.
Yeah, and if that treasure chest ever has a required item, GG.
Everyone's in the same boat for the most part. Unless the seed's generous enough to just unload all the TR small keys on you. Oh, and LiteYear does have to check Mimic Cave because he doesn't have that big key, so...
Yep, this is where ItsSupercar, already double dipping this, can get some advantage here. Not that, I mean, they're racing against each other for us, but they're not racing against each other, so. He's Just a Boy, also making the dip into T-Rock, or Thieves Town, so we'll be happy to find that key. So Supercar already coming up, and we'll have just about the easiest Trinix fight you can design. Silver, I mean, he doesn't have half magic, which would be nice, but Silvers and not Silvers, Butter Sword, I'm sorry.
Yep. Just 3 slashes.
Does not avoid the ice, though, unfortunately.
And he's just a boy getting his go mode item. Decides to run right into a hole. That's how I would feel too. And Supercar about to make his way right up Gan's tower. I'm guessing he's not going to be checking any of the chests on the way up. He's got red mail, butter swords, silvers. He's got the cape. About the only thing that he would be looking for would be half magic to make things just a little bit easier. LiteYear cleaning up his Trinix.
And ItsSupercar begins his ascent up Ganon's tower. He's Just a Boy will be able to clean things up, and depending on how clean the fights are, I mean, he's still probably 2 or 3 Ganon falls behind LiteYear. But man, that's kind of close. If He's Just a Boy and LiteYear had swapped, I think that would be a much closer race between LiteYear and ItsSupercar. So epicYoshi, I think, is feeling slightly better about his chances against Mothula with Butter Sword.
LiteYear enters GT.
Supercar, not even trying to with swag strats with either the silvers or fire rod. He goes, nah, I got butter. I'm good.
So he's just always going to be a little careful here. He's 3.5 hearts. He's going to pick up an anti-fairy, though. Turn it into a fairy and heal back up. Malthiel is not taking damage here. If he gets knocked into spikes, he just takes 0 damage. But Yoshi's able to clean him up. Hesjustaboy having a little bit more difficult of a try next fight because he did not pick up Butter Sword on his quest for the TR small key.
Butter Sword was in Hera Basement, correct?
That's correct.
Oh no, Supercar, no! Stop!
He doesn't pick up the magic refill.
That's not good at all for Supercar.
I don't know what his bottle situation is.
I think he has a couple bottles of blue goo. I think he went out of his way to pick some up. Okay, so not as bad as I thought.
He's not going to really be able to use cape strats if necessary, but he's got the gold sword. Shouldn't really be necessary.
Not really, no, unfortunately, but... And we have more blue balls, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man, I can't get enough.
And there we go. It's Supercar finishes his Aghanim fight, and he is the first one off to the Big Pig.
He was a little lucky there. Normally, when you knock Aghanim into that back wall, sometimes he won't throw his beams at you. It looks like it was just not high enough to stop that animation from taking place, so he was able to finish him up.
And just coming up at 2 hours, here we have our first Ganon.
We'll find out about his bottle situation soon enough. Oh, there's a blue potion.
Yeah, so Supercar knew that, probably.
Taking out all of his rage on Ganon.
It's to be expected. LiteYear looks like he made a similar play and did not refill on magic either.
Hopefully he's got bottles as well.
Man, that was the most inconvenienced timed fire bat ever.
I hope he's got another blue potion if he keeps using these fire rod shots. Oh boy. He's one silver away, though. Okay, he's got it. Just don't fall. And that's it.
Congratulations, Supercar will have his official time once he enters the door. Meanwhile, LiteYear is off to his big pig fight. Have not seen LiteYear's potion situation yet, though. He might be in a little bit more trouble.
Oh, GG Supercar.
And Supercar does finish with an official time of 2 hours, 1 minute, and 58 seconds.
And looks like LiteYear does have at least one blue potion. It's gonna have a little bit more of a struggle with Tempered Sword, but not too bad.
No, not bad at all. Lag strats
with Cane of Burna.
And joining us right now is ItsSupercar. GG, sir.
Thanks.
Tell us about Turtle Rock and its various small keys.
Oh, yikes. Actually, I was kind of relieved when it turned out that the small key was in Thieves Town, because it meant I hadn't double dipped for nothing. I was actually supposed to go in there to get a key. So I felt better about it afterwards than I did at the time.
I don't want to really ruin your parade, but there was a small key in the front of Swamp Palace.
Oh no.
So it didn't really matter. There were 2 keys available, and they were both in awful places.
Yeah, all right. Well, it worked out.
Yeah, a lot of runners were struggling with the decision is should I go into Turtle Rock with 2 keys? Some runners were checking some extra locations and then went in. Some just really made sure, like LiteYear went in, he checked Swamp before even dipping into Turtle Rock. And it looks like actually LiteYear is finished.
Yep, LiteYear finished with 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 11 seconds. So just a little over 2 minutes behind ItsSupercar.
Yeah, the beginning of this seed seemed kind of slow until you assembled all 3 of the items. Hammer being on Zora was kind of the key to that.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, I'm having a hard time in my mind picking any one thing that you did that really just put you ahead of the pack. I think it was just small optimizations and solid routing start to finish that really put you ahead and kind of kept you ahead for most of the race.
Yeah, what I was feeling was that I must have been doing well on the strength of my routing, because I did not feel I was doing well on my execution. I imagine there were a few moments that are going to go in the blooper reel from my race today.
Yeah, you were the first player to get boots, and you were the last player to enter Palace of Darkness. And you had the big key before you went in, and you had more small keys. So that was probably a contributing factor.
Oh, okay.
That routing decision.
Yeah, if I remember right, you were also the last one for the hammer for Zora Cash, I believe. If I remember that right. I mean, I could be misremembering.
Yeah, it was a little confusing. A lot of people were holding off on Eastern, and some held off longer than others, and they didn't get their Pearl early. And then some people didn't check Zora. It was all over the map.
Yeah, I had Zora on my mind from really early on, but I just didn't have the money for a good while until until after I'd gone up Death Mountain. I don't remember what exactly put me over the top, but it took a while.
Looks like he's just a boy finishing up Ganon.
Yep, He's Just a Boy officially finishes 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 43 seconds. So really, it was only about a 5-minute difference between ItsSupercar and He's Just a Boy. Relatively close for our two runners here that faced off against each other.
And actually, it was interesting because Supercar, you actually went into Mire before everyone else, and the other people went into Ice Palace and only had to go through Mire once. But you had that sword upgrade from Desert, which made Ice Palace a little bit easier for you. So you didn't really lose a lot of time there.
Oh, okay.
And joining us also is LiteYear. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, and hello, everyone.
Yeah, GG, everybody.
Yep. GG's, Supercar.
So, LiteYear, you can tell us about how you feel about Turtle Rock small keys. I think you were the one that didn't dip TR at all until you found the small key, whereas He's Just a Boy in Supercar, they actually went into TR just hoping for that other small key. Is that basically what you were thinking? You were just hoping to find a small key in the overworld before going in?
Yeah, and I actually forgot I didn't have the swamp small key, so I'm saying I'm going to full clear swamp, and if I don't get the key, then Turtle Rock.
Yeah, you walk up to the swamp door.
Yeah. At least that first door was the last Turtle Rock, or the third Turtle Rock key. I don't even know where the last one was.
Yeah, so the last one was in the basement of Thieves Town. In the big chest.
Yep, everyone ended up getting it eventually. I mean, it was interesting because both you and ItsSupercar were going at about the same time hunting for that key. And you both picked it up like back to back. We're like, oh, well, okay, that's fine.
Oh, nice. I didn't grab the Thieves Town one there.
Yeah, the Thieves Town small key was on Laser Bridge, so
Yep.
only the people that were double dipping Turtle Rock ended up needing to go to that location. But in reality, I mean, all three of those other Turtle Rock keys were available. But the logic was intending people to go to Laser Bridge, get the small key for Thieves Town, and then go get the last key there. And conveniently enough, the GT Big Key was also on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, I was really happy to see it there.
Well, I'll tell you, chat wasn't, but that's fine.
Was chat rooting for Pedestal?
Chat always roots for Pedestal. In fact, chat was rooting for blind Pedestal book to both keys on tablets.
Can you guys both kind of talk about what you thought when you saw Fire Rod on Lumberjack? Kind of maybe how it was going to influence your routing for the rest of the game?
It didn't bother me too much. I was just like, okay, I'll have to do Aghanim, and that just that put the Aghanim keys on my shopping list, but I wasn't too worried about it.
I don't know if it led me away from Thieves Town, because usually I'll do the Outcast Skullwoods before doing Pod, but so maybe it led me away just knowing that I wouldn't be able to finish off Skull until later.
Hello.
And joining us as well is He's Just a Boy. How you doing, sir?
I'm pretty good. A little frustrated I couldn't find that Turtle Rock key.
Yeah, so there were two keys available. Thieves Town Big Chest and the first chest in Swamp Palace, and various people found it. Each one.
Oh, the Swamp Palace. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, kind of super trolly. We didn't actually have a big key or a small key to Swamp Palace, so there was very little motivation for anyone to go in there, and LiteYear just happened to check, thinking that he had the big key or the small key, which kind of funny, but it worked out in the end.
Yeah, no one ended up finding that.
That was a good seed. I don't mind it that much.
Yeah, it seemed like the key to this was getting Fire Rod, doing Ice Palace, because no one has Bombo, so it doesn't seem to be available. Going over to Meyer with the cane you got at Ice Palace, finishing that up with getting the hook shot, which I guess wasn't super necessary as far as clearing dungeons. And then just kind of finishing the game from there.
And there weren't too many double dips, really, in this seed. All things considered.
Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. I mean, the usual pod and Eastern. But
yeah, pod actually wasn't usual, though, really, was it? Because it had nothing.
yeah, right?
Oh.
Is that surprising to you guys that you go into pod a few times and nothing every time?
It had Quake. I think that was the only...
That was my thought process. I went up to the Death Mountain. I had everything to go into Turtle Rock. And I was like, I can clear pod. I'll find a Turtle Rock key. And I left. And then nothing. Just garbage.
Yeah, pretty much everyone went back to pod hoping for Turtle Rock small key, if I'm not mistaken.
I remember early in the seed, you guys were just getting items left and right, but nothing that really progressed you a whole lot. I think your first lift upgrade was, what, up on Death Mountain? East Death Mountain in the Light World?
Yeah.
So kind of maybe talk about the routing decisions in that early game when you were given lots of options, but nothing really to do with any of them.
Oh, I checked Fire Rod, so I was thinking, okay, Aghanim, and so I didn't really mind too much, because then he started not getting any Aghanim Tower keys.
Yeah, I think the second Castle Tower key was... it was Dark World somewhere. Yeah, it was Thieves Town. Yeah, Thieves Town and Desert. Which were both late, because Desert was locked out by the big key, which was in Skull Woods, I think.
Yeah, and no book to enter it either until you got Titans.
Right. So yeah, it was kind of baiting you, like you were expecting to get the items for that, and they were kind of spread out and late.
I don't think I ever did find the book. I just had a mirror in.
Yeah, no one has the book.
Yeah.
The two unnecessary medallions were never found. The shovel was never found. The book was never found. I don't think anyone has boomerangs.
I did find Ether. It was in the chest before Moldrum.
Oh, right.
But yeah, no shovel, no boomerangs, no bug net, no half magic either.
Yeah, this was a kind of bare essentials kind of seed.
It's interesting looking at your 3 collection rates right now, 154, 156, and 157. Basically all doing pretty much the exact same stuff. It was actually kind of chaotic. You guys were all doing stuff in completely different orders.
Yeah, I mean, just keep in mind, all 3 of you finished within, 5 minutes of each other, so that's not surprising at all for this particular seed.
You didn't really have too much to dive into Hera. They'd never found the Hera big key, or swamp. Nothing into swamp after the first chest.
Yeah, there was nothing really that led you astray. Like, for example, with the swamp small key would have been probably disastrous.
That very well could have been.
Especially with the green pendant being behind it.
Well, do you guys have any final thoughts about see the tournament so far. GG to both ItsSupercar and LiteYear, moving on to the 2-0 field. He's just a boy, going to 1-1, right there with me. I'm with you there, boy.
I just feel like there's karmic retribution coming. Like next round, I'll be up against Christos or something like that. No victory goes unpunished when it's Swiss rounds, I think.
Yeah, but that's what's just gonna have to happen.
Mm-hmm. I'll be ready for it.
Yeah, the more games you go without losing, the tougher it's going to get for sure.
And considering you pretty much, well, if you want to have a shot at the final phase, you need to go pretty much 4-1.
Yeah, 5-0 or 4-1. I think there will be 2 spots open that will go to like a grand melee for all the 4-1 folks.
Yeah, I think this is the most brutal Swiss I've ever seen, where you have to do all these matches and basically come out undefeated.
Well, and to be fair, this is not supposed to be one of the major randomizer tournaments, but Keysanity has just been so popular that more than 200 people signed up for it.
Well, you can't turn down a good tournament.
No.
All right, everyone. ItsSupercar, LiteYear. He's just a boy. If you haven't yet, go ahead and give him a follow here on twitch.tv. Big shout out to you guys for racing and very well raced from all of you.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, GG, everybody.
Yoshi's on his first trip into Turtle Rock here. He's picking up his small key to Thieves Town, which we know may be necessary for him.
Yep, he's still got Pod and Misery Meyer to do as well. So, buckle in, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's got the tools to full clear Pod and full clear Misery Meyer once he realizes he can't finish this dungeon. Oh, I love when that happens.
Or things just go just right there.
You're just low on health, and you open a chest, and it's a piece of heart, and it's one of those 4 piece of hearts that just fills you up.
So epicYoshi is getting ready to approach Laser Bridge. Picked up the magic. It's another small key to Misery Meyer. Finding that big key, but he's going to be sorely disappointed once he finishes these other location items.
Yeah, so this laser skip that you can do with the boots is, I think it might be pixel perfect. Basically, you just scoot right around that ledge, and then you got to tap up, and hopefully you don't bonk. And that's how you can just kind of get by the lasers without taking any damage.
Yeah, it certainly requires some practice there. And he is going to... Okay, he's going to bomb out and try to get his save, but I believe if we're talking both Thieves Town and Swap
this-
Palace. Yep.
Yeah,
He's
this
not
is
gonna
no
be able to hold it.
location you can come back to. I think he's just gonna flute out.
Well, it's a known location you can get back to if you maintain your warp.
Right.
But since both locations are in the Dark World,
Yeah. He is avoiding Misery Mire. But it looks like he's got all 6 pod keys, so he's going to be able to clear this out.
and I'm not entirely sure what chests he's already cleared out, although I imagine he's gotten just about everything here.
He's got 2 keys, so maybe Harmless Hellway and the boss. And he's going straight for the boss.
Straight for the boss? Okay. Risky strats if you don't know where that key is and you're still looking for keys, but he's got to beat the bosses anyway. Taking a look at his bottles and realizing, oh wait, I have nothing.
He wanted to leave the statues where they originally sat.
Okay. No magic, that's right. Yep.
He's trying to keep the pod as clean as it was when he got here.
You know what? That's respect for your custodial workers there. Try not to make too big of a mess. All right, so Yoshi, here he comes for Helmasaur. Everyone in chat, give epicYoshi your love and support. He knows it's a dot done, and he's still fighting the good fight through here.
Yeah, someone's first instinct when they got silvers might be to try to put a silver arrow in his head once the mask is gone. But since he's got butter, it's actually faster to just do 2 slashes. So we'll see if he does that. Yep. It's a really nice Helmasaur, pretty quick kill.
Not bad at all. Little disappointed, I'm sure, to see 300 rupees. That is the cutest Boo face. He's so happy.
That is a good victory pose.
All right, so epicYoshi is going towards not Misery Mire. He is going towards Swamp Palace. I don't think he found the key, did he?
No.
Oh, so okay.
I wonder if he mismarked his tracker. He doesn't know he has like the Misery Mire big key or something, and I'm not sure.
Or he's going someplace else entirely. Okay. Oh, he's going to that Thieves Town big chest.
Next level.
Yeah, this is, I mean, we know this is a good play. We just hope that he remembers he still has to do Misery Mire.
I don't doubt our trackers, but he didn't do Misery Mire already, right?
Pretty sure I've seen his screen pause that he's missing 2 crystals.
LiteYear's timer has a sad face in it.
It does. It's so sad.
For the first time ever, you guys get to witness a Link to the Past randomizer raced against StarFox64.
I think it'll be a good race.
I don't know, it's pretty unfair. One of them has an airplane.
Yeah, but it's effectively on rails, so can't really speed run through it as well as you'd like. And Yoshi gets his small key for Turtle Rock that he knows he needs. And now I have no idea where he's going.
He's going to check the Skullwood's big chest.
Okay. Inadvertently opened the door and gets another bottle. Safeties are always good. So he's packing up on blue goo, which he has no empty bottles at this point in time. Really, if you're not, I applaud epicYoshi for this. Not everyone feels comfortable doing those sorts of safety strats, picking up the goo and whatnot. It's, you know, if you don't see the top runners do it, there's a lot of hesitancy to do it yourself. So it takes some acknowledgement that, hey, you know, I need some extra help.
Yeah, the time loss isn't really that significant, so I would say everyone should probably do it. I mean, you've got to really be at the level where you're so practiced that you know you're not going to have a problem.
Where seconds matter. So it looks like he's also going to get this key.
Fortunately, he can't continue further. I believe he would.
I also believe he would.
I guess I'm expecting him to do Turtle Rock and then walk up to Ganon's tower.
And where he will promptly realize that he hasn't beat Misery Mire yet?
Yeah, I guess. The only thing that makes sense is he mismarked his tracker. Like, he thinks Hera is a crystal, or maybe he thinks Swamp is a crystal.
Well, I don't know, and this is not something that our trackers track, but I don't know if we have the maps. We have the map to Hera, right?
I don't think... Oh, yes. We saw Red Pendant Hera really early.
LiteYear with a really solid run on that first level in Star Fox. I don't know if it's good or bad, guys. It's been so long since I played Star Fox. It looked good.
So I checked his tracker, and he does not have the Misery Mire Big Key marked.
Oh no.
He also doesn't have the GT Big Key marked. I think the worst tracker mistake that I've ever made was, it was actually in a Keysanity. I didn't mark mushroom, and I had powder. So I had no idea that I had mushroom.
Oh.
And which had the TR Big Key, which was required. And I had checked everything, and I basically just stared at my menu and my map and like, what the hell is going on here? And then eventually I hovered over and saw that I could hit the Y button to switch to the mushroom. Yeah, it was horrible.
Oh my god, he's doing it. He got both keys, so...
Oh, I missed it. What was it?
Oh no, he's going for...
He checked the vanilla Big Key chest. It was a B.
Being a bottle. Oh my. You get the sense that if he had tracked a little bit better, that he would have been done a while ago.
Yeah, you would have completed Misery Mire.
he would have completed Misery Mire, and I think a lot of these other locations that he's been checking, he wouldn't have even bothered to check.
Right. Yeah, it's tough. You rely on the tracker, but because you rely on it, it can burn you. I stopped using a map tracker because of that, because I would either mismark locations or whatever, and eventually I just remembered to learn to remember all the locations. And that's actually kind of minimized tracker problems, but still, if I don't mark an item, and yeah, I can still hurt you. Well, it's gonna be able to defeat Trinex. I don't know what else is left after this, other than double checking his menu and realizing he's got the Misery Mire Big Key.
All right, he's on to the final phase of Trinex here. And Buttersword makes it look easy. All right, he's mirroring away. We can see on his map he's got it, but thanks to Gloin, who does his research well, checked his stream and sees his tracker.
Yeah, it's really just gonna come down to when he just checks his menu. We are just getting all the bots today.
Really, I would just want to see a bot once be honest and say, click this link. It's a virus. Totes.
They'd probably get more clicks.
Probably.
Oh, Fat Fairy. I forgot about this.
I have not done a Fat Fairy check.
This is since TR was a bonus crystal.
Now, will he do the shortcut because he did beat Aghanim? Yes, looks like it.
Yep, here it is. The long pondering. Yeah, number play. I checked his stream. He does not have the Misery Mire Big Key marked.
Pause the game. Just stop and think, epicYoshi. Just pause the game to think. He is in go mode right now if he just pauses. Please, epicYoshi. We're all just rooting for you. Just please, please pause. I think at this point he's looking at his tracker maybe and going, where can it possibly be? I don't know. Does he have a map tracker up?
I did not see one, no. And I actually didn't recognize the tracker. It was one I'd never seen before, so I don't know if it even comes with one.
You can do it. Oh, yeah, that is a weird tracker.
Where was Misery Meyer Big Key? Oh boy, that's a question. Oh, he's back. Uh-oh.
He might have gone to the bathroom. I mean, that's true.
He's got his flute out. Flute to 6! No!
Oh, no.
There's nothing in here.
Wait, mountain. Oh, goodness.
I don't know what wasn't checked. Did he not do Spike Cave, maybe? I thought he did.
I thought he did too.
That's what he's doing, I think.
I believe so, yes. He's heading that direction.
I'm trying to think where Misery Meyer Big Key was. I think it was really early.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it was one of the early ones when we had just a plethora of them.
The best chance is probably one of the multi-chest caves, like Hype Cave, Paradox Cave, maybe Mini Moldorm, and you're tracking other things. Well, he didn't check this, but it's not the answer he's looking for. Getting the flute back out, although it's not going to do much good in here. Oh, he's looking at his keys. He can see the check mark.
He has the menu paused. It's right there. Just look at it. Just right below that 3. Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it?
Here we go. He did Aga, so he's going to have to mirror from Pyramid. I hate having to do this. Getting the flute to 6. Come on. Keep going. He didn't see it.
This is a long pause at 3. I had his stream pulled up. I had to minimize it to keep distracting myself from what I want to sync up here. Three. Come on, just keep. Come on, just keep going.
He's doing it.
There it is.
No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Okay. Whew.
No.
What's... Wait, what's he doing? Where's he going?
Agina? He doesn't know he has it.
Oh no. Oh no! Yoshi.
He actually didn't check this. Another piece of heart. Every piece of heart rips a piece out of his own heart as he gets deeper and deeper into despair.
Oh my goodness. Everyone, we need to send unto him our love, our support, our... Pause your menu and look at your big keys, please.
Where's Mario? That's all I can think about. He's in the wrong universe.
He's paused.
I wonder if the only thing I can think of is he doesn't know to look at the in-game key tracker. And there's a visual, like a mental blind spot there. He just doesn't know. Because, I mean, most people don't look at that, right? They track the keys themselves.
Yeah, but I don't know. In Keysanity, at least for me, if I'm not sure about something, I will double check that. I trust the in-game tracker a whole heck of a lot more than I trust myself.
I mean, even when he went into Meyer...
Oh no. No. epicYoshi has not forfeited.
That's unfortunate. And that's the end.
That's the end. We'll see. We'll see if we can. I don't know if he'd even want to come in, but we'll ask him.
Man, that hurts.
That hurts so bad. Oh, I feel so... Ouch.
Everyone just... This probably happened to everyone. They just make a tracker mistake and it ruins the whole seed for them. And hopefully going forward, it's a mistake he won't make again.
No. I mean, it happens to you once and then you never make it again. And as soon as he enters the room, we'll pull him in.
Yeah, see if he still wants to talk.
Oh, he said yup, so...
Yeah, I don't know if that was what he was... He may have been saying, yes, I do have the key. I now realize it.
Oh my. Epic Yoshi.
Oh, there he is.
GG, Epic Yoshi64.
Oh, we feel your pain. I too would be speechless.
Are you with us, Yoshi?
While we're waiting, there is a race starting at probably at 8 o'clock or shortly thereafter, I believe, on Speed Gaming, the original Speed Gaming channel. So if you haven't had enough Randomizer, you can check that one out.
Yep. That is 9 o'clock Eastern. That's just about to start. That is Giselle Shaft versus Haha Cell and Final Flame versus Fat Home 666 with the wonderful Willer J. Bradley and Emo Saru on the mic. That's going to be hype. I'm going to head on over there as soon as I get done here.
Yeah, so I guess when Discord updated, my push to talk key got changed.
That's nice of it. So that was quite unfortunate. We were really confused.
So was I. I had no idea where the Misery Mire key was. I never saw me get it, and every time I looked at my map, I just didn't see the check mark.
Yeah, for a while, at first it was just, well, this is strange. He's not completing Mire. He's really trying to complete Turtle Rock, but just ignoring the rest of Mire. And then I finally went and checked your stream and saw that you hadn't marked the big key on your tracker, and that's kind of when it clicked what was going on.
Yep. My brain just sort of didn't want to see it.
Besides that, how did you feel about the rest of the seed up to that point?
I feel bad about going into pod and saving, or not saving, quitting, and then immediately getting the next two keys. But aside from that, it went pretty well. Oh, and Skullwoods. We don't talk about Mozilla.
Yeah, we won't talk about Skullwood. That's fine. Yeah, Palace of Darkness was pretty much empty. I think all it had was Quake Medallion, which was required for both dungeons, but other than that, every other chest was useless.
Although the mushroom had me guessing.
Yeah, that was kind of a piece of bait.
Yep, there was quite a bit of bait around there.
How early on was the Misery Mire key? Like, at what point did I start just full clearing for no reason? At what point did I have go mode that I didn't act on?
I could be misremembering, but I think it was Hype Cave.
Wow.
No, I think Hype Cave was Ice Palace Big Key. Like I think I saw someone in chat say as early as back of Tavern in Kakariko.
Ice Palace Big Key was in a well or in Thief's Hut.
Okay.
Was one
I
of
mean,
those.
it was early. It was relatively, yeah. But you weren't officially in go mode until you got the until you got the Ganon's Tower Big Key on the laser bridge. At that point, you were officially in go mode, and we were just kind of willing you to pause your menu.
So then I would have been able to complete Mire when I went through it.
Yeah, the only thing that held people up is they went in without the cane. Some people, I think just one person, did Supercar did Misery Mire before Ice Palace, and the other two did Ice Palace before Misery Mire. I don't remember which order you did it, but yeah, once you had cane, it was completable.
Yeah, okay, so it wasn't quite one hit, but close enough. Certainly sooner than I did it, which was never.
Yeah, and there was nothing really in there. It's just you needed the crystal, unfortunately.
Oh well. Happens.
Yeah, I don't think you'll make that mistake again.
Let's hope not.
Anytime you're lost, you're going to think, did I mark my tracker correctly?
Even I swear I was looking at the map, but I must have just been like, the tracker is right. I missed so many other things on the tracker, but it's right about this big key.
All right. Well, at this point in time, I think we're getting ready to wrap up here. Yoshi, any last minute thoughts about Seed or anything else going on?
Nope, just GG to my opponent who probably won over an hour before me. If we
Not
add
quite.
on the going and completing, if I were to see my Mire.
Okay, maybe that. But hey, you're still 1-1, and you still have a win over me, so good job to you.
Honestly, I would have been terrified to go into 2-0. Like, I'm fine being in the 1-1.
Why is everyone terrified of 2-0? Supercar and LiteYear were both talking about being super nervous too.
That's where the monsters are.
It's true. It's absolutely true. Everyone, epicYoshi64, give him a follow here on Twitch if you haven't. GG epicYoshi, and good luck in the rest of the tournament, sir. I'm counting on you to win more so that it makes my loss look better.
I'll do my best.
And I believe that's going to do it for those of us here at Speed Gaming. Remember, there is another race going on, again, over on Speed Gaming 1. Just Speed Gaming, the original. Giselle Shaft and Haha Cell versus Final Flame and Fat Home that just got started. There's also, over on Speed Gaming 3, Sir Beater of Ars versus Mystaken, and Rywick versus TGH is going on. They started at 8 o'clock Eastern, so they're about an hour in if you want to catch up. But we're just about through with this second round. Again, shout out to our trackers as well, Numberplay and Sidak, doing work. That was kind of nuts there early on, but they got most everything done. And shout out to Gloin, my wonderful co-commentator. Thank you very much, sir. It's been a pleasure.
Yep, same.
All right, and my name is Vitasia, and that's all from us. Go ahead and check out the rest of Randomizer on Speed Gaming, Speed Gaming Original 2, 3, 4, and also ALTTPR 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, thanks everyone, and we will see you at the next match.